everybody. How are you? You have made such a great decision today to tune in to Chamber Chat Live, brought to you by the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce. This is the last episode of season 8. Can you believe we've been on the air for 8 seasons? I know I have, because I've been there for almost every single episode. So thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it, whether you're consuming this via podcast or you're watching it on YouTube. We sincerely appreciate you doing that, consuming it, and also learning more about what's in the Pottstown area, learning more about chamber companies and individuals and their story and the company's story. We just find this medium so great to be able to communicate to the other members of the chamber and then also the public at large at well. So as well, thank you so much again for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Eileen has an appointment, again, doing presidential things, so she will not be here for the president's desk today. We have a lot of exciting things coming up for Chamber Chat, and part of it we're going to reveal today. Another part of it I think you'll maybe see over the next few months, possibly. So stay tuned, stay subscribed. You can subscribe wherever you're getting this podcast from, and also on YouTube as well. So. Okay, so let me just set the stage here for my next guest. So for those of you who do not know some of my community involvement, one of the things I do is volunteer with the Montgomery County Community College. I'm the chairman of their alumni association. When I got out of high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be, where I wanted to go. So I wound up going to Montco. And, I know Montco would never advocate me saying this, but I went to Montco because it was kind of like a default choice. I'm like, you know what? Let me go to Montco. Let me just get my footing and kind of go from there. Well, let me tell you, it wasn't like that at all. What a great experience I had at Montco. And it taught me so much, and I learned a great deal, so much more than the other college that I moved on to, which shall remain nameless. So much so that I have moved back now and come to volunteer as the chairman of their alumni association. So Montco is maybe not what you think. It's a stigma that has followed it around way too long. And this college has proved differently. This college has proved that they are inclusive, that they are forward thinking. And I am so proud to be a part of the community college. But my guest today is from the Pottstown location, a very special event coming up, and I can't wait for her and us to share it with you. Please welcome Amy Auwaerter from Montgomery County Community College. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Bill. Thank you so much. I love that story that you just shared.
Yeah, I could talk for hours about my experience with Montco. Again, that's seriously, that's why I'm back, because my experience at Montco meant so much to me. So I'm happy to volunteer. Everybody thanks me for doing it. And while I appreciate that, I can't think of a finer way to give back to an institution that taught me so much. So thank you.
And it plays into our current marketing strategy, which is Montco for All. And I think you touched on that one part of how you came to Montco. But really, Montco is for all and has so much to offer, whether you're freshly out of high school, not sure where you're headed, whether you've gotten into that workforce for a couple of years and thought, oh, I didn't think I needed a higher education degree. Now maybe I should, and you come back. Or whether you've been out in the work field, for 10, 15 years and decided I really want to do something different. Or if you're in the later years of life, we have senior registration for those folks over 65 that actually live in Montgomery County, where they come and take classes and just have to pay the fees associated with the classes. They don't pay for the tuition. So really, Montco is for all. So thank you for sharing that story. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would encourage folks to do something that I didn't do and engage with the community college if you're looking to make a decision and you're exploring options. By call them. If you're intimidated or don't know who to talk to, just call me first, and I'll put you in touch with whoever you need to be put in touch with. I think it all begins with a conversation. You are so good at listening, so good at listening to members of the community, your fellow staff, the students, the boards, so good at listening and responding. So Thank you
And
for that.
and that's how we really do aim to serve our community, and we don't know how to serve the community if we don't ask, if we don't listen. And it's by talking to individuals that have gone through the programs that we learn so much from, or those looking to go through the programs. We really do want this to be a positive experience for all.
Yeah, well, very well said. Very well said. So, Amy, what is your role over at the community college,
I
please?
currently have the pleasure of serving as the Director of Operations at the Pottstown Campus.
Very fancy.
It is. I've had a few different titles in my short. I've only been here, believe it or not, I'm going on my 6th year next month.
Wow.
But I've had the pleasure of truly serving this campus, specifically the Pottstown campus, the entire time. Although I am considered a college-wide employee, but I truly do have a special spot for Pottstown. And having the opportunity to serve as the director of operations really gives me a chance to reach out in all areas. It does not keep me siloed in just the student service area or just academic areas. I really have a lot of fun making sure things happen and making sure things happen for the entire campus. So my passion is just making this campus be the best place it can be for our students to come and get that higher education, but also that college experience, which is something above and beyond just the academics. Our academic programs are rock solid. I have had the pleasure of talking to so many graduates that have gone on to their 4-year institution, which we really do encourage that. We have a lot of great transfer programs. But when they come back and tell us the quality of education that they got here at Monco was sometimes even more superb than what they
Mhm.
had at other institutions. And I've had parents and students also. So that's what keeps me going, is to be able to give that experience to as many people as possible, especially at the Pottstown campus.
So, director of operations, you know what that's short for, right?
Everything.
Everywhere, everything, all the time. so,
Yeah, but
so
that's
you
kind
have
of
your hands full. That's great.
but that's where I want to be, because how can I understand what we need to do to better serve our community if you don't have your hands in it all? I work
Yeah.
very closely with both the service side and the academic side and the administrative side. And I mean, everyone, especially at the Pottstown campus, because we're a smaller campus, really has the opportunity to be collaborative. There's
Mhm.
like no one person runs the campus. And I often say, my employees don't work for me, I work for them, because that's how we better serve everyone that we can in the community while they're here at Monco.
So, for those folks who maybe aren't familiar with the community college, they might know where it's at, but don't understand some of the programming or what are the things you have to offer. Can you run through? I don't want to. I mean, it's a lot, but if you could summarize it and make it a highlight list, I think folks would appreciate that because I think they also would be pretty impressed what's over there.
Yeah, I think that's what's so surprising is even just the physical location when people come into the building, not to mention North Hall, one of our buildings, is one of the most spectacular buildings. It's a
Such a cool
gorge.
building.
Oh, I've had the pleasure of people walking in there like, wow, this is a community college. It has
Yeah.
that industrial feel. And you really can get a variety of opportunities while you're here at the Pottstown campus, whether you can start out with our Gear Up and Upward Bound programs, and those are our programs for students up through 10th grade. But then we also start with dual enrollment after that for the 11th grade and 12th grade students. Then you come to the college and you might be coming in as a liberal studies student, which is fine. Liberal studies is one of the most common degrees, and you can complete that degree here at the Pottstown campus. You don't have to travel to get any other courses. But then also you could be coming in just looking for a workforce development program to get a certification. There are so many different avenues. I had the pleasure of going to our theater production this couple of weeks ago. We have a gorgeous theater here at the Pottstown campus, and it's all run by students. The West End Theater Club is one of our most active clubs, so you get the experience of being a theater student. It's just really exciting. One of our most exciting news, the sound and recording technology degree that you used to have to go to Bluebell to be able to get that degree. My backdrop behind me is part of the SRT studio here at Pottstown. You can now take almost every single course in Pottstown and get that SRT degree. And I learned through this program that we have 3 recording studios in Pottstown. there's a need for this, and that's what the college really is trying to demonstrate. When you see what the need for this for the students are, what do these students need to come out with here in Pottstown? And that's what we're addressing. The other new exciting program that you'll be able to complete here at the Pottstown campus is our tourism and hospitality program. I just went to one of the lectures for the tourism and hospitality program last week and thought maybe I should be looking at that degree. The amazing internships that students get. And hearing one young lady in the audience, her response was, I can actually see myself going beyond Pottstown now. So that was really exciting to see. So there's just such a wealth of programming here. Our medical assistant programming is a very common one, and that's very career oriented. They can get jobs immediately right out of that program. Is that sort of what you were looking for, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely. And I could speak to that sound recording program. I mean, David Ivory and Matt Porter and that whole team, they will blow you away with knowledge. And Pottstown is such a creative town.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see a lot of folks taking advantage of this.
Definitely.
And for the hospitality piece, even before the pandemic, there was a need for leaders in the hospitality industry. And if the community college can provide you with the education and the connections that you need to make a career out of this, by all means, definitely look into it.
Definitely, yeah. And I think we're going to continue to evolve with programming like that, especially here at the Pottstown campus, looking really at what the future holds and what the resources are that the businesses need that are in our community. That's why the college is really, really investing in the Pottstown campus right now. Um, one of the reasons we're having this conversation today is I'm excited to tell you, and if anyone read the Pottstown newspaper today, the Pottstown Mercury, we are celebrating our 25th year of being open in the Pottstown campus. That was just mind boggling. And I've done a little bit of research on it, realizing that we were chosen. Pottstown was chosen for the location for this campus. A lot of other cities were looked at, but because of the needs of Pottstown, the college did choose this location to start with our South Hall building. Back in 1995, they started the construction. Our first classes were on September 5th of 1996, so less than 2 years later they were able to then go gung-ho. And I just saw pictures of a gentleman wearing a T-shirt that said, I took my first class here at the Pottstown campus on
That's
September
great.
6th. Yeah, it's
Love
really.
it.
And so we look at where we started with just the South Hall building way back when, and then over those years acquiring the other buildings that we're using to their fullest right now. It's just really nice to see the contributions that we're taking from the community and giving back to the community too, and to think of the graduates that we've had come through this program that come back to our city and get employed within the city. It really is exciting.
Those are some great shots of the campus, and those buildings have a lot of history. Could you just very briefly go into the three buildings and what
I
they used to serve as?
I'll do my best. I don't have all the details that you
Yeah,
would
just
like to.
briefly.
Right, but I will tell you, on our on our webpage where you take, I think it's events/Pottstown-25, there is a digital timeline that'll take you through the whole story of the 25th anniversary. But the most notable is our Kiwi Shoe Factory building, which is now North Hall. That was purchased 10 years after South Hall was created. And you actually did have the Kiwi Shoe Polish Company out of that little building, and that's where we kept a lot of the industrial look to that building. And then after that, we do pick up both the 140 building and then Hanover Street building. And the 140 building used to be where our STEM courses were, and we share that with the Schuylkill River Heritage Society also. That's going to be the grand opening of our Challenger Learning Center. I mark your dates for August 27th. It's a Saturday,
Mm.
which will be a huge community celebration. We're starting that day with a 5K run, 5K walk. They're calling it the Space Race. and that will be right at
Nice.
Riverfront Park. And we're going to get a lot of energy and juices going early in the morning with a nice run on a Saturday in August. It happens to be the Saturday before our fall semester starts. And then we'll roll into a community festival. And that community festival will start in Riverfront Park at 10 a.m. And then throughout that day, you'll be able to go on mini tours of our Challenger Learning Center and actually see every part of the building, which is just done beautifully. They're working with NASA on that project. NASA actually chose Pottstown once again. We were thrilled. We are the first Challenger Learning Center that's going to be open in the state of Pennsylvania, and they've done a terrific job. Excited to know that the first schools that will be using the Challenger Learning Center 5th through 8th grade is our very own Pottstown Middle School students.
Awesome.
And giving them the opportunity to come on campus and run a space mission. And they're either at mission control or they're in the shuttle itself. And they're just going to see like what you can do in a STEM career. And it's not just being the astronaut that makes it a successful trip. It's what the whole team does together. And really giving that rich opportunity to our Pottstown students first is really exciting.
Yeah,
It's
that
open.
challenge.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's open to 7 different counties, but we're focusing in the Pottstown area first to make sure that those students get that opportunity.
Yeah, it's nice for Pottstown to have some exclusivity here, and this program, I've seen it from the very, very beginning, and this program is really, really well run. I
Extremely.
cannot wait to see it. Cannot wait to be in there and get hands on with some of the launch stuff and the team building and that sort of
Yes.
thing. So, um,
Yes.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we're going to be doing all of our practice runs throughout the summer. So when we have that fall grand opening, it's a well-oiled ship, but it is being extremely well organized, very well thought out.
Right, right. Can you explain? There's a lot happening on campus right now. Can you explain what exactly the college is doing
Um,
besides the Challenger Center?
Okay, there's another really proud moment for the Pottstown campus, if I may share. We will be opening up our wellness center, which is super exciting that we're opening up the wellness center at the Pottstown campus first. We do have our team in place and the designs are in place right now, but we're really looking to serve the students holistically, not just academically. And you find, and if you look at any part of society today, especially with going through COVID, but even before COVID, mental health is a serious, serious topic. And many people suffer from mental health issues and don't necessarily know how or where to go get the services. I think the beauty of being at the community college, and because we do try to holistically work with our students on an everyday basis, even on an academic setting, we're going to be able to have that opportunity to have those services housed in North Hall. North Hall first floor will be the location for our wellness center, dedicated to a multitude of rooms with different avenues for people to seek help. That's also where the stock up program, our food pantry, will also be located there. And the wellness center is really going to take an approach for student support services as well as additional services coming in. We did start right around COVID time with Talkspace, which had been an online mental health support program. At that point, we were looking to have more on campus, but then pivoted quickly because of COVID with everyone going remote. They are updating the provider for the current mental health supports, but that's just one example of how we're really trying to look and see what does our community need, and the wellness center really was up front a huge important impact that we think will help our students.
So part of what Amy is not telling you though is how, again, go back to the listening part of it, right? Like just before the pandemic, as administration and staff, we started hearing about the mental health issues and how important they are that we get some of these students help and people of the community help. And again, very impressive that we listened and we almost immediately put Talkspace into play. And then we just continue to look at it from a holistic standpoint and support it in so many other ways. Again, incredibly proud. I know I'm gushing a lot here, But you guys you're really doing great things, and I'm just proud to be associated with you.
Well, and back to the food insecurity is one I think, if
Yeah.
you look at Pottstown proper, where are our grocery stores? Our grocery stores aren't right on the main street. We have a couple little ones on the main street, but there's a statistic out there that a student that declares to be food insecure at a community college is more likely to have a 1.0 less grade point average.
Mm,
And I tell the story oftentimes of a young lady that came into my office, needed to get some help for a textbook. And she just mentioned that she was hungry. She didn't eat breakfast that day. And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She goes, "Well, I don't eat breakfast, so my brother can."
mm,
And that's one of the memories that really gave me the passion to help support the food pantry that we have here on campus. And it's growing bigger and better since we've had our wellness director take over. So it's really meeting another need of the community. So it's
mhm.
really makes me proud when you think you can go and actually concentrate on your studies rather than
Mm.
have a growling belly in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. So proud of you guys. Thank you.
Yep, my pleasure.
We've Yeah, sure. We have a few more minutes left. What else did you want to chat about?
Well, you might have heard it. You might have seen it on a few of the trash cans in town or billboards that there's a little bit of a fireworks celebration going on tomorrow night.
Really?
In celebration, and this is truly where I give our president a lot of credit. When she says Monco for all, she says Monco for all.
Yeah.
And what better way to celebrate our 25th anniversary of being in Pottstown than going to Memorial Park at 8 o'clock tomorrow night? There will actually be 3 food trucks there, and they're free. So we are Monco for all in the community going to have food trucks starting at 8 o'clock. The fireworks themselves will start at 9. There will be a table there with giveaways, freebies. Who doesn't like a little bit of swag? So we'll have that available. Monco Radio will actually be down there at the park broadcasting, having a lot of fun, I'm sure, as well as a lot of volunteers from the college to share, just in case you'd like to know a little bit more about what's going on at Monco and how you can come to Monco to get more enriched. Our summer session is right around the corner. It's hard to believe that we're enrolling for fall
I
too right
know.
now.
Yeah.
But our commencement is May 19th, and then you turn right around and our summer sessions are starting right up, and we go into a great, great summer programming. And there are courses at Pottstown, even though we haven't even talked about the construction. There's a little bit of construction going on in our campus right now, but we definitely are running full course loads. So if you're looking for more information about what you could do here at Monco for the summer, we have people there from academic affairs as well as our admissions team and student services teams to be able to share the information because there is a lot going on at Pottstown.
Yep. And I will be with you guys tomorrow night.
Yep.
Can't wait to help celebrate.
Yep. We're definitely proud of where we are and where we're headed.
Yeah.
The renovations at the college, I will tease everyone that I won't say necessarily it won't be ready for the fall semester, but shortly after the fall semester, we hope to have the renovations done. The whole first floor of South Hall has been renovated or is in the process of,
Mhm.
and it is going to be gorgeous, spectacular, and a beautiful place for the community to come in also.
Yeah. That's wonderful. I know I got a sneak peek of it through the little construction window there. I'm peeking through. I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks great.
Yes,
So, yeah, that's
and
awesome. So
the
happy for you
render the
guys.
renderings that we have coming in are just really tremendous too.
Yeah. Nice. Well, what else you want to chat about?
We kind of hit my list. The one thing I think we really need to, especially since we're towards the end of it, is talk about what the chamber and Monco is going to be doing come this fall. I mean, these chamber chats are just tremendous. They're amazing. I love listening to them. I love participating in them. And I think we all got talking one day and thought about, we have SRT now here at the Pottstown
Hmm.
campus. You have chamber chat. What can we do to work together to bring the community groups in and do something a little different, maybe?
Hmm.
So I love the fact that the chamber is going to start a special edition of Chamber Chat come this fall, where we will be coming into the SRT studio and be pre-recording some special events or some special announcements, really focusing on giving a community update, if you will. So that's going to be exciting because not only is it great for all of us talking right now, but it's going to give hands-on experience to our SRT students. So they're actually going to know what it's like to have to edit something, to produce something, and they're going to be behind the scenes, holding the cameras and doing some
Yeah.
really great hands-on work that I'm super proud that we're going to be able to pull this off.
So let me say on behalf of the students, I'm going to thank you because again, this was one of the experiences that I had at the community college. I also was in the communications program, and my time there, I actually had an opportunity to. I was the executive producer where we had to do a training video for the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department on cell extraction. So this is when they had to transport somebody in the holding cell to a court appearance. And there was very specific steps along the way that they needed to follow in order to extract the inmate from the cell. So as the executive producer, I had the opportunity to look at everything from beginning to end. And I can't even tell you I can tell you the skill set that it taught me and that I still use to this day. I mean, I have to collaborate with people. I needed to be able to write. I needed to be able to coordinate times and scheduling and resources. And at that time, I was communicating with adults. Like I was 19 at the time and I was having like grown conversations. So it put me way out of my comfort zone, but also taught me so many valuable skills that I take in life. And I can't wait for some of these kids to get hands-on with this podcast and be able to edit it and produce it and create the graphics for it and put it out to the world. It is such a valuable experience. So thank you so much for the partnership.
Oh, no, I'm thrilled and honored also. And look where you are today. You've been doing Chamber Chat for 8 years. And was that because of Monco? Who knows?
Yeah, you know what? I think a part of it is, yeah. I mean, I've always been kind of on the creative side, right? And the communication portion of it, I think, kind of marries well with that. And you're right. I think this is kind of a product of me being at Monco and learning from Monco. Yeah.
And I'm really proud. It used to be for any of our chats podcasts we've done through the college, we've had to go up to Bluebell to do it. And
Yeah.
now, being able to do it here in the Pottstown campus, and I'm looking forward to our guests coming in and having that wow factor when they just walk in the front door of North Hall. And I love to do the little tour and escort you up to where you're going because I can point out all the neat things that are happening around us. But
Yeah.
it's also going to be nice to just get that one more thing. The chamber chats have been fabulous, but let's do another thing, let's do another thing and
Yeah.
just keep evolving it.
And you're right. I think it's no different than any other business, right? We can't continue to operate the way we've been operating for the past however many years. We need to evolve. We need to change, and this is one of the ways we're going to do that. So
yeah, it's exciting. I think the goal is to have one a quarter in the beginning, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I cannot wait for a lot of things except for the run, because
there's a walk too.
I only run from my couch to my refrigerator. So, all right, I'll walk then. We'll walk.
Yeah,
that would be
we'll
good.
walk. Yeah,
All right. It'll be a space walk.
Yeah, I asked for the walk. You know what I mean? It was like we have runners at the college that ask for I'm like, I want to walk. So we'll walk together.
I'll do a space walk with you. Sounds good. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Amy Auwaerter from Montgomery County Community College. Can't thank you enough for being on today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Well, everyone, is going to wrap up season 8. Cannot wait to see you guys. We might have some things planned for a few episodes over the summer. We may want to try a few different things. So again, stay subscribed. Make sure you're still following us and following the communication from the chamber on when we're going to go on next. But again, appreciate all your support. Can't thank you enough. So until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.